Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss a perfume from Essential Perfumes, and that is Bois Impérial Extrait, made by Quentin Bisch, my beloved perfumer that I always like to talk about. And there it goes. Bois Impérial, which I know a lot of people out there really enjoy, because it does give you this feeling of everything that you smell today, but kind of like luxurious in a way through marketing. Is made by Quentin Bisch. This is a second version. This is the extract version of Bois Impérial. I have to say I did not smell the first version, and it came to me to smell this version of the extract. Now, Bois Impérial extract, and I was quite surprised by that. In its opening, smells like fruity leather, and kind of like a very airy, light leather, very interesting fruity leather. And I'm not one to be keen on fruits in perfumes, but it smells very interesting and very airy. And I think the greatest thing about Bois Impérial is its opening. The opening smells very leathery and fruity and woody, but kind of like light and aromatic, and it fills up a room immediately. And it's really nice, and I really was surprised by that, because usually I tend not to like Quentin Bisch perfumes because I find them to all smell kind of the same. Since the invention of Akigalawood that probably he's shoving down our throats by Givaudan, where he works and where he was groomed as an industry plant, some they say. And every perfume today that is issued by Quentin Bisch smells exactly the same with the same base. They all smell the same. Where his early work, and I know I said it before, was far more interesting, I think. He does have a few things which are very interesting. I'm not a hater. I just like to see better work. And I think you can see better work of Quentin Bisch in L'Artisan Parfumeur, where he issued 2 or 3 perfumes over there, and for Chloé, which is Chloé Nomade, which I think is a very great perfume for women, and some other kind of like works that he kind of like worked on. Cedrus by Chloe, for example, as well. And I find that Bois Impérial is very interesting in the first 5 minutes. It has a very interesting, very well-crafted opening of aromatics and leather, with kind of like a fruity leather that fills up a room, and that I really enjoyed and liked. But unfortunately, like every Bisch perfume, it just goes immediately to the base of Akigalawood that is shoved down our throats with every Bisch perfume. So it smells exactly like the Issey Miyake Salle de Vetiver perfume. It smells like Kenzo Home perfume. It smells like Kenzo Home Cabana. It smells like all this Bisch fragrances, Ganymede, whatever not, like Akigalawood. And Akigalawood is kind of like a molecule that was developed by Givaudan that's supposed to smell kind of like between woods and patchouli in a synthetic manner, even though I don't really see the patchouli aspect of it all, but it is playing a role in a lot of fragrances that are supposed to be marine-like or aquatic or salty. And this is a real shame, because I think that the opening is so great and so interesting, and mind you, again, I did not smell the original Bois Impérial, but I find it like amazingly interesting, this opening, because I always like when somebody can do leather that is kind of like aromatic and kind of like has a nice base which is not too overpowering or too intrusive in terms of the chemical aspect of taking care of leather. And I think that the opening is really great and really interesting. Just a shame that that is not the fragrance, and it goes immediately to the same base of Akigalawood and synthetics to smell kind of like the same aquatic or the same kind of like Ganymede kind of like thing that started it all, it seems, for Quentin Bisch. And mind you that Quentin Bisch probably, maybe that's his path, and he wants to everything to smell like this, like it's his signature, or maybe he's just working for a big chemical company that is trying to push this Akigalawood to everything, to every fragrance in a license, so they can make money and justify and promise themselves that they get revenue of using their molecules that are being shoved to every perfume on the market, which makes it smell very generic and very uninteresting. And I think we are living in a very boring perfume times. I think that where years ago, or maybe 10, 15 years ago, where you really could discover houses or perfumes that smelled really like, you got the sample because you were very interested in it and you smelled it and was like, oh my God, like, what is that? And I find that it happens less and less, almost to none today for me. And I think it's a shame with Bois Imperial because the guy, obviously, he got a lot of talent. And the question always lies if he has to do it because he's, of course, a provider of where he works, or maybe one day he would leave like Jean-Claude Elena did to Givaudan and embark on his own way of creating things which are far more interesting and substantial. So I would say that just for the opening of Bois Impérial Extrait, just for the 5 or maybe 10 minutes, it's worth it. Maybe not a full bottle, maybe, I don't know, some mini bottles or a sample, but that depends on your taste. I know a lot of people like this kind of fragrances. I just find them very redundant and boring because you smell the replica of again, the same thing. So if you don't want to pay this, just get the Simiakis or the Kenzos. They smell exactly the same. Or if you do want to pay for this, get this or Ganymede. It smells exactly the same as well. But the opening is definitely magnificent in terms of a fruity, aromatic leather in this. And just for this 5 minutes, maybe it's worth it. Not for me. I don't like Akigalawood. I don't like how it smells. And it reminds me kind of like of what I call the plague of eccentric molecules, of ESO supers that everybody wore and still wearing. And I think it kind of, they say it smells different on every person, but it doesn't. It kind of like smells the same on everybody, and it's very recognizable. So we're in an era where everybody are kind of like clones and do everything on social media and the same, and everybody think the same and dress the same, but do we really need to smell the same? And that is the big question. This was my review of Bois Imperial Extract by Essential Perfumes. If you liked it, please subscribe and press the like button and the bell so you can get notified for further videos. And I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.